Hi, Mr. Nagender. It's very exciting to have you on a Fireside Chat today. Before we start talking about CRO programs and exciting things you do, can you give us a quick introduction of yourself and what is that you drive at PI Health Sciences?
Thanks, Raghav. I'm Dr. Nagender Rao. I have a PhD in biochemistry from University of Hyderabad. Completed my postdoctoral training from Europe and US. And after returning to India, I worked with leading research institutions before moving into the CRO space. Over the years, I worked across different roles and leadership levels at organizations such as Origin before moving to the PIHS. So while science has always been at the core of my career, I naturally transitioned into program and project management. So bringing together scientific depth and execution focus. So today I head the program management at PIHS, where I lead the CRO space and also look into the operations of the total CRO. And I work very closely with the teams and the clients to ensure that there's a clarity and strong governance and reliable delivery of the projects.
So, Dr. Nagender, the first thing to start off, I would want you to kind of give us an idea about what's the biggest challenge when it comes to keeping your discovery programs on track. Can you give us some insights around that?
Yeah, that's a very critical question for any of the program manager in CRO space. The biggest challenge what I see is managing uncertainty while maintaining the speed. So discovery programs, as everyone knows, these are inherently dynamic, and because there is always a data evolution and priorities get shifted, and there are scientific risks that are unavoidable. So the key challenge is balancing the scientific flexibility with the disciplined execution. And to happen that without strong governance, the small deviations can quickly cascade into timelines and cost impact. So effective program management helps basically to anticipate the risk at the early stage of the project and also enables informed decision making and keep the team focused on the most value generating activities rather than irrelevant risks.
So my next question for you, Dr. Nagender, is what are the key metrics that matters the most in managing such complex discovery programs?
So any of the CRO space or the discovery programs, I think the critical metrics are the timelines and the budget. The most meaningful metrics are those that actually reflect the decision quality and also predict the delivery of the project. So these include you are adhering to the milestones which you committed to the client. You identify the risk burn down and what are the change management trends and how you are utilizing the resources. This is called resource utilization. And finally, on the quality of the scientific outputs. So these are the few metrics which are to be followed by any of the program management for the discovery business. But what are the equally important are the leading indicators, such as like a decision cycle time, and the interdependency management, and the communication effectiveness, which finally allows us to course correct before the issue actually gets escalated. So to avoid any of the escalation or the risk of the project, I think any of the program manager should always try to follow some metrics which I just mentioned.
So the next question for you, Dr. Nagender, is like, how does a strong program management improve client confidence and outcomes? Can you share some thoughts around it?
Yeah, so this is a very critical question for any of the international client or the domestic client, and especially for the CRO space. I feel like strong program management creates trust through predictability and transparency. So clients basically gain confidence when they see you have a clear plan and you understand the proactive risks and you identify them at early stages and you do timely communication and data-driven decision making. So from an outcome perspective, it ensured that the scientific efforts are aligned with the program goals, the resources are optimally utilized, and decisions are made at the right time. So ultimately, this translates into faster progress, fewer surprises, and strong long-term client partnerships.
That was really interesting, and I love the aspect that as we build complex solutions, how core values like trust play such an important role. Dr. Nagendra, I'm not letting you go so soon. I still have one more question for you. I know program management is such a dynamic space. So from your perspective, what are you more excited about program management and what's happening from a future perspective?
Yeah, so that's a very tricky question. What excites me? Yes, I think everyone is running for AI. So artificial intelligence and adding that platform into a program management will actually boost up the delivery of the programs, and it will also enable with a clear visibility and a better planning. I think there are many softwares that are available already in the market on how a program manager calculate or evaluate the program and how they manage the program from the start of the project to the closure of the project. So if we have this addition of AI platforms, I think this is something addition will always have a better predictability. So I feel like this is AI generation, having that kind of a thing, and using a better software for especially the discovery space, which is, as I mentioned earlier, those are unpredictable and dynamic. And if you have AI platforms available that can predict the unpredictability in an early stage, I think people are looking for those kind of thing, and it will also provide more visibility for the client and to take a decision on the project at the early stage. As I mentioned earlier in a few of the questions which you asked, the most important thing which always excites me is like most of the projects or most of the programs are done in a person management. So it should be changed from a person driven mode to a process driven mode. I think if program is run on a process which is already set up, a person's availability or non-availability will have a zero impact on the project. So all the projects should be a process driven rather than a person driven. So that is where I'm looking forward to bring PIHS. PIHS is already in a stage where it is most of the projects are run in different softwares, and we calculate the metrics of each of the project to understand and forecast of the pipelines and everything. But having said that, I think if you are able to add on some of the processes in such a way that it has a zero impact on the project, I think that's what excites me, and I'm looking forward in my role to take PIHS into such a stage where there is no risk about.
Perfect. Once again, thank you very much for joining. And I think this is among all my Fire Chat interviews, this was one of the exciting ones, and it's very, very insightful. Thanks a lot for joining us. And like I said, this is just a beginning. We'll be reaching out to you and having a lot more conversations with you. Thanks a lot for joining us.